everybody. Welcome to my little corner. Once again, windows blocked out because we've got just cloudy days happening right now. Nothing appealing out the window of opportunity. So, hey, we don't have to pan over to the window that much. And I hear a kitten. Max is running around here. Once again, full piss of vinegar. Maybe it's not a good idea to introduce him to Pepsi just yet. But don't worry, I'm not going to do that. But I do have. But yes, he is all over the place. Anyway, while I'm on the subject of Arctic rock, there's one band that I could never understand the popularity behind, and I still don't understand the popularity of this band. And of course, we're called Max. Here, we'll fix you up. There you go. Now you've got a nice little platform. The band that I'm talking about is Abba. Now, Abba, I never understood the success of Abba. I was never into Abba that much. They were the second largest export next to Volvo. And it was incredible. They were huge. They were a sensation around the world. I remember they had their own TV show back in the 70s. I could not watch an episode. It was just really horrible programming. The Captain and Tennille, I could watch them. I could watch Tony Orlando. I could watch Sonny and Cher. I could watch Lawrence Welk. We used to sit around watching Lawrence Welk. For those of you who say Lawrence Welk was so horrible, enjoy the rest of your life in poverty because you don't have work ethic. Yeah, that's right. Lawrence Welk was all about work. And I actually liked it. I thought the musicians were really, really good on that show. And the choreography, everything about it, the whole show was set up. It was an icon. But that's just my opinion. But in my opinion, Milli Vanilli could lip sync better than ABBA. If you ever saw them on their show, they couldn't lip sync. Their videos looked like they were put together by elementary kids. I mean, it was like their whole concept seemed to be a little bit childish. Although Benny Andersson, the piano player, did do something really phenomenal. And it's that little piano climb that's in the song SOS. Just before the chorus, that whatever he does is really cool how he does that. But the songs Dancing Queen and Does Your Mother Know was about girls 17 and younger trying to get with old men. And I consider old men to be in their 30s or 40s. It was kind of weird listening to that. And to them, it was normal. Little kitties trying to get with other kitties. He is so awesome. But now, just in case you don't know this, they are so rich, they built their own stadium so that they could do their own shows, their own concerts. It was the only thing they could find that would be big enough to have them in. They do motion capture. They take images of their former selves back when they were younger, and they can move and make it look like their younger images are doing the show. It is amazing technology that they have access to. And just in case you're wondering, they're each worth over $300 million apiece. They're over $1 billion. They're right behind Paul McCartney as the richest musicians of all time. It is amazing. They've sold 150 million albums. You know, I was talking about Nightwish and how really good they are and everything. They've only sold 900,000. They're not a platinum band yet. They've been around for a long time and they're still not platinum. So, yeah, ABBA is 150 diamond. Diamond is platinum. I mean, it's like, dang. Or no, how is it? I'm not sure how that is. Platinum and then diamond is when you sell 10 million copies. I don't know. That whole diamond status is crazy. But yeah, they've sold 150 million albums. The only person that I know from ABBA that had anything to do as a career after that would have been Frida, whose first name I really can't pronounce because it starts with an A, by the way. There's Agneta. And Frida's first name, which is an A I can't pronounce. You got Benny and Bjorn. That's how you have ABBA. They're all initials. Didn't know. How many people know that? But Frida had one song. It charted for 29 weeks, actually, called There's Something Going On. And if you remember, the majority of the lyrics in that song, or 50% of the lyrics, and it was written by somebody else, by the way, is there's something going on. There's something going on. I know there's something going on. There's something going on. But anyway, if you're familiar with that song, do the drums sound familiar to you? Because if they do, that's right. It was Phil Collins that played drums on that song. He also produced it. And he also sang the backups with Frida. So it was mostly Frida and Phil that did that whole song. It was mostly drums anyway, with a little bit of synthesizer, kind of like In the Air Tonight. A little side note here, that Phil Collins created that sound by taking the drum heads off the bottom of his toms in his drums, and he mic'd them from underneath. Don't know how many people knew that either, but that's how he got that drum sound. So when you're listening to In the Air Tonight and you hear the do-do, 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 that is no heads on the bottom of the drums. So there you go. But it's easy to get away from the appeal of ABBA. I understand. But I could never understand the appeal of them. I could never understand what was so popular about them. But they were a phenomenon, and they still are. They have their own Broadway show, Mamma Mia, and I don't even like the song. In fact, most of their songs I don't even like. Dancing Queen sounded kind of cool. But Take a Chance on Me, it's like, man, come on. I'm just not an ABBA fan, but I thought I would talk about them because they're extremely rich, and they changed the world of music, being from Sweden and just being crazy. In the land of Swedish erotica. Gotta love that Seika, huh? Yeah, Seika makes you want to drink Pepsi. Anyway, that was it. All about ABBA. We'll talk about something some other time. Keep listening to your friends. WJIM.